Hello there, my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, we've got an update on WWE, Twitch, and wrestlers streaming things.
I'm going to tell you a potentially surprising WWE draft pick.
Was Vince McMahon backstage at this week's WWE Raw, ?
And Bill Goldberg's farewell tour. I'm Adam Wilborn.
I'm Andy Murray.
And this is the news.
He's working indies, isn't he? He's
Ooh.
Goldberg Championship Wrestling. Anyway.
Not saying anything about WCPW yet.
WWE talent on Twitch. They've been banned from earning third-party revenue since late 2020. Well, not anymore. According to Fightful Select, WWE and Twitch have reached an agreement that will allow WWE stars to return to the platform and make a little bit of cash. They note that according to this new deal, wrestlers will be allowed to stream with almost no restrictions. One thing that is not allowed, however, is streaming with people from other companies without being cleared. So that's understandable to an extent, I think. There is a three-way revenue split on this between Twitch, WWE, and the wrestlers, with the overwhelming majority of the money going to Twitch and the wrestlers.
Good,
absolutely. Talent in general are very happy with the situation. So the streaming third party, whatever you want to call it, ban, late 2020, upset a lot of people, including people like Paige and Zelina Vega obviously spoke out about it publicly. It had been a long-standing issue. In April 2022, there was a meeting backstage. Nick Khan, Triple H, a bunch of people were like, hey, we are working on something that will allow you to do this again. It took a while to get the deal done. Now the deal is done. Good. They should always have been allowed this.
Yeah.
If you're going to classify people as independent contractors, you have to hold up that end of the bargain. You cannot classify someone as an independent contractor and then treat them like an employee when it suits you. This is good.
Exactly, yeah. And I think the issue was never that WWE took a portion of it. Like, at the end of the day, you're partially famous because of WWE. I understand that. It was when they were taking the money and saying, right, this is going to be part of your downside guarantee, or this is going to... It's almost like people who work in the service industry, particularly in America, where they're like, tips make up the rest of your wages. Like, no, your wages should make up the rest of your wages.
It's kind of broken.
Yeah, look, I think this is for the best news to come out recently regarding this. I think the only thing I had was my sources, Andy. You know, I've got my little birds. Apparently, part of the reason wasn't just all the whole monetary. Oh, you can't be doing that and working with people outside of this company. It's because Twitch is for nerds. There are a bunch of nerds on Twitch. WhatCulture gaming, if you like that sort of thing. Go on, off you go.
But if you watch our streams on YouTube, however...
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I eat jelly and catch sweets in my mouth. There is a difference, Andy Murray.
A big difference. We are
joking.
dickheads.
By the way, I'm joking, of course. Look at me. I'm the biggest nerd that there is. Let's talk about the WWE draft. It's coming next Friday.
Yep.
Oh, it starts at least next Friday. And a bit of a surprising choice has come out as one of the early contenders to be drafted, or called up, I suppose. And it is one Tyler Bate. Can we say his name normally, legally?
Nope.
No. Tyler Bate, formerly of NXT UK, now currently in NXT, with the brilliant Chase U. Or that's who he's been working with recently. He's not fully in there because he's a brilliant wrestler. And he recently worked with Dolph Ziggler on an episode of Main Event. Surprise, surprise. That went great. And now, according to... They're on it this week, Andy Murray. Worked Wrestling. He could be being considered for a call-up to Raw or SmackDown. He's still only 26.
Yeah.
How is he still only 26? I remember watching him in my girlfriend's flat in Birmingham in that UK tournament. I've subsequently married that woman. I'm about to have a child with her, and I've started this ridiculous career. Yeah.
And he's been in WWE all that time. That's crazy.
And I think for a while, I think it's fair to say they were just sort of like, do some tag team stuff with Trent Seven or whatever. They were sort of not sure what they wanted to do with him. They wanted him to be the face of the UK brand, and it didn't really take off. The UK brand, that is, not Tyler Bate. He's brilliant. And then obviously COVID and blah, blah, blah. And they all have to come to NXT for a bit, it seems. But get him on the main roster for me.
Yeah, he's been great for ages, obviously.
Just wish there was someone on the main roster he could work with that he's maybe previously had a 5-star match with.
Yeah, who could that possibly be? But I look forward to hopefully seeing him drafted. Vince McMahon, was he backstage at this week's episode of Raw? Report coming through from Fightful Select? No.
Yes!
That's all you need to know, really.
Yeah.
He's got final...
back.
He's got final say on all things creative. Wasn't backstage at this week's show?
Yes.
let's move on.
Yeah, I'm just going to do this, and then we can clip this. Whoever's editing this, clip this, and we can just drop this into future Vince McMahon stories, because I want to just cut this off right now, okay? Just because Vince McMahon's not backstage in Static Gorilla doesn't mean he can't ruin the show. He can do it over Zoom just as well.
Slack exists.
Although, sorry Vince, you're breaking up. Anyway, want some good wrestling now. Bill Goldberg, speaking of good wrestling, Bill Goldberg.
What?
He wants a farewell on his own terms, and he might be heading out on the road to get it, Andy Murray. He was speaking on 93.7, The Ticket.
I love these US radio station names. They're awesome. 94.65, The Fireball.
Yeah.
It's great. We've got like Radio 1.
Yeah, Radio 1, Radio 2, Radio X.
Yeah. Radio 54, The Diamond Blazing Sun Squat. Okay, Warhammer.
So, Goldberg said... I was going to do an impression. I don't think I can do a Goldberg impression. I'll just read it. I'll stop the rumour mill right now. The reason why these rumours are out there is because Vince McMahon had a handshake understanding that after the Roman Reigns match, I would have a proper retirement match, and that has come to fruition through them, and so therefore, nobody puts a stamp on my career. Nobody tells me when I'm done, period. End of story. Finish the story. And when somebody tells me that, I kind of like to fight against it. I like to do things my own way. I go out on my own way. I certainly don't go out under Roman Reigns 3 weeks after I have COVID and agreed to a match. So if I go on a world tour and promote myself, that's a possibility. Hey, I'm a businessman, and I'm fortunately in the position I firmly believe to be where I can still make it happen. At the end of the day, like I said, I do believe that my character deserves a proper send-off. Until that happens, I don't believe I'm hanging them up, his boots obviously. So anything and everything is an option. I'm very much leaning towards promoting it myself and doing a 4-city world tour. So let the rumour mill start up after that. P.S. I love WCPW. May have added that last bit.
Very specific, a 4-city world tour. It's funny how like in that quote there, he was like quite vague, and then he was like, 4-city world tour, let's do it.
Let's pick the cities then, okay?
Goldberg goes indie. Where are we going?
Dublin.
Dublin.
I love Dublin.
Okay.
You have to go there.
Also,
London. I'm just picking around me.
You go to Dublin, the revenue beat Dublin.
Yeah,
so,
biggest city in the world, because it's always Dublin.
More money, yep.
Las Vegas.
Atlanta, because
it's
built from...
And
we've already added 4, but Tokyo, you could beat Okada in the
Melbourne.
Tokyo Dome.
Got to go Melbourne, mate.
Melbourne.
Got to go pop over Melbourne. Do a bloody shoey.
What?
Hello to our Australian viewers.
Oh, okay.
Just for them,
right. What is a shoey?
A shoey.
Oh, is that when the guy...
Yeah,
that's...
Put the old beer in there. Ooh, Grayson Waller does it. Tai Tuivasa does it in the UFC, mate, so...
You're drinking your own foot
Yeah,
sweat.
I think it's bloody weird, to be honest, mate. But
little crusty bits of feet in there. That's disgusting.
Is it foot fetish stuff, or is it something different?
Well, let's move on to the questions.
Good idea, mate.
we went to the YouTube community today, so thank you to everyone who replied to that, Fred. Poisoned Wit has been on and asked, with 6 or 7 factions already active and often brawling with each other, and maybe 2 more if/when Styles and Big E return, do you feel like WWE is moving towards a trios title? Do you think that's a good idea if they are?
Well, I think TK, Tony Khan, could learn a lot from WWE's work with factions. I think they've really kind of blazed that trail.
Historically, they've been so great at it.
Yeah, I'm big fans of them, haven't they? I hope so. I really like the faction stuff right now. I thought the ending to Raw was mint. I think that, factions are always a good thing, kept under a tight leash. We all know what happened with the NWO. You're all part of it, but like,
yeah.
I know I make light of NXT, and it is the best wrestling show of the week, and we'll be talking about it later on the WhatCulture Wrestling podcast. But they do faction stuff there as well. You got the family, you got Chase U, you've got
the gang members,
more factions, more titles,
the University and the Goths.
And congratulations to Big E, by the way, on becoming that MC for next year.
Yes, good for him.
Which is a double-edged sword, because I was like, good for him. What a nice thing to happen to a lovely bloke. Oh, what does that mean in terms of him coming back? But get well soon, E, obviously. Don't come back to the ring until you're ready. And in the meantime, keep living your best life, you legend. But yes, more factions. I'll take a trios title if you want to give it me. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, unless it buggers up the tag team division like it has kind of a little bit in AEW.
Yeah,
that's what they should learn from
that is definitely something to learn, for sure. Gang warfare kind of vibe at closing Raw this week. Does feel like they're doing factions pretty damn well. Brawling Brutes we haven't mentioned yet, of course. So it's a really good time. So I have no idea where on earth they plucked an LWO thing. It
wasn't even a good thing in WCW.
No,
that.
And yet it is so much fun.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? How did this come about?
How did they do it?
Where did you get this idea?
Understand.
How do you do it? Where did you get this idea from? Do you think people should really respect what they do?
I
Because
think,
I do.
yeah, I think so.
I think it's good, and I like this idea. The next question today comes from a medium-sized deal. He's not a big deal.
That is a very good
He's not a
name.
small deal. He's a medium deal. I like it. Tempered expectations. Avoid disappointment. But also, if you're calling yourself a little deal, that's pretty grim.
Yeah.
You've got a bad mindset.
Yeah,
medium deal.
Sufficiently hyping yourself
Perfect.
up, but knowing your level.
Perfect.
Good for
Amazing.
you.
Good morning, kings of the podcast throne. Well, that's you.
King of the mic.
You should have warned me about Eel, why didn't you deal with him, prick? There you go. What would you like to see as the main event of AEW's Wembley show? Simple. Goldberg versus the Eel.
Oh yeah. I mean, Goldberg versus Punk. I think. Well, I mean, if it was down to me, I'd have FTR and Punk versus the Elite.
Yeah, me too.
Because I'm selfish.
Me too.
But I'd say, in terms of an actual genuine match that they might do, could run Ospreay Omega back.
Yeah.
Literally the match of the year so far, probably.
I'd have a trio of I'm being greedy. I'd call them all the main event because I'm a prick and I'm greedy. So I would do.
Someone's been watching WWE.
There you go. Yeah. I would do
6 main events.
all in a row. There's no opener. I would do Kenny versus Ospreay.
Yeah.
I would do CM Punk and FTR versus the Elite, but I would do the Young Bucks and Hangman. Means yeah, I'm having my cake and eating it here, right? Because I'm doing them
my
on the
red
same
velvet
card.
now.
And I know
Stir the pot.
Kenny's a bit better, but whatever. And then I would do Jamie Hayter versus Money Mercedes.
Yes,
So,
please.
trio.
And obviously, Larry the Dog versus Salty Sea Dog.
Larry
Obviously,
versus
we
Salty.
told you about that yesterday.
Goldberg versus QT Marshall. Why not?
Goldberg versus Orange Cassidy.
Oh my goodness.
Tony, send us the check. Thanks, mate.
Imagine Orange Cassidy pretending to do a spear bouncing off of this
I
man.
love how pixelated he is.
That's an all-time great face, that, isn't it?
You need his farewell tour. He should work with Dolph Ziggler. I really enjoyed that
That's
match.
fun. We got two of the greatest faces of all time stacked on top of each other. You probably can't see the eel that well, viewers, but hey, final question.
Hey.
Comes from Avi's Fig Fed.
Okay.
I assume that's like Avi's got one of these.
Oh, yeah.
Like booking figures against each other. I think
Either
that's
that or he really likes
fig
dates.
rolls. Do you reckon he books fig rolls against each other in a battle to the death? I love stuff like that. That's cool. Like these hobby
Fig
bits and pieces.
Roll Rumble. No, it doesn't work.
Fig roll rumble. E-feds are cool too. Shout outs to all the E-feds out there.
You're a bunch of nerds like people on Twitch.
Oh, hey, listen, I'm an E-fed legend. I won't be having that.
I've got about 6 of the figures on my desk right
Sir,
now because
I'm in-
Hamlet brought them in.
I'm into 2 separate E-fed halls of fame, please.
Where's
Show
Captain
respect.
Sweaty Tits? Oh, there he is.
Oh, yes, he's got no water in him, though.
Love you, Billy Gunn.
Yeah.
This is the weirdest thing that they've ever produced.
It's the one Billy Gunn sort of almost as well.
It's current Billy Gunn,
What
judging by
is
the
his
shape
hair?
that he's in
What's
as
his
well.
hair? What's that hair? What's going on, guys?
I really like
Avi's
that. He needs
big-
to sweat out of his tits.
Avi's
Sorry.
Big Fed would like to know, morning gents, if Goldberg does indeed have one last match in AEW, who do you think it should be with? I think Powerhouse Hobbs with the TNT title on the line. Hobbs wins.
That's really good. We
Yeah.
were pissing about with Orange Cassidy. In terms of an actual genuine match, my word.
Yeah.
Get rid of all the QT Marshall, QTV bollocks, and yeah, I'm kind of into that.
Yeah, just, you know what they should do? Like, I think it's a really good idea. If AEW is going to use Goldberg, I think it's a really good idea to put over the next, like, powerhouse wrestler. Obviously, Hobbs has that in his name, which is good, and I love that bloke. I love Hobbs so much. What other blokes is there? Like, Wardlow would be good. I know Wardlow's not as hot as he used to be and all that stuff. But yeah, like a big beefy boy who you can pass the kind of torch on to. And you know what they should do? They should just straight up rip off Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg from WrestleMania 30, whatever it was. 34, 33? I don't know.
30,
The 5-minute-er.
34.
Yeah, the awesome fireworks match. Literally, copy that. Just copy it. Do different moves, but copy the layout,
Yeah.
and it would be great.
You're good, but you're not right. It's hit me as you were talking there, the big match that I think all the internet would get behind, support, and be completely normal about afterwards. Goldberg versus Riho.
Riho squashes him.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, hits him
One
with
spear,
hits him with
jackhammer.
gorilla press.
She probably could get him up for a jackhammer.
Press slam.
She's freakishly strong.
She's a beast.
Yeah.
She's a beast. Violent as well. She's got that pipe she keeps running around with.
The pipe that's bigger than her.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. It's like
It's like Gandalf.
You ever played Dark Souls?
Because
You
I'm
get,
not a nerd, mate. So. Pretty cool, mate.
I just said as well. There we go. This is free for you.
This is how cool I am.
Yeah, cool.
No, I've heard good things about Dark Souls. I'm still finishing a new game that I've been playing. You might have heard of it. It's called Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. It's not even Miles
For the
Morales.
PS4 one.
You can get, like, in Dark Souls and games of that nature from soft games, you can get a club that's bigger than you, walk around.
That is cool.
And you just bonk people on the head. It's like, you just, like, yes, like...
Should I be a gamer? Should I be a Twitch streamer?
Yeah.
I'd be a great Twitch streamer.
Actually, me trying to teach you how to play Dark Souls would be a funny video series.
I play International Truck Driver all the
really
time. I
hard.
saw Josh Brown playing that a few years back and looked awesome.
You know, pressure washer
Yes, Joe
simulator?
Johnson was showing us that, wasn't he? And finally, let's move on to today's and finally, which I've completely forgotten, so go out and touch grass.
Yeah.
There you go, that's your and finally.
Yeah, when you...
Be nice to each other today.
I've got a meeting in 1 minute,
Yeah.
so...
Go up to someone on Twitter today and give them a compliment. How about that?
I'm not going to do
From
that.
one cool dude to another. Let us know your thoughts on that and alternate news stories. I don't know what's going on today. I apologise. I've only just got out of bed 5 minutes ago. Thoughts, Twitter questions, all that good stuff on Twitter.
He says 15 minutes into a video.
Hey. The cool side of me just woke up.
Oh, no.
We can follow Andy Murray on Twitter
At Andy H. Murray. The H stands for Hoop 60, the Hoop Monty. 9 left. We got 9 to go.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, Hoop ends on 6.
But does Hoop do anything special for 420 tomorrow?
Maybe he does.
Blaze
Who
it.
knows?
Right, you can follow me on Twitter at Adam Wilborn. Follow us all at WhatCulture WWE, as I said. Like, share, subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling wherever you get your podcasts from. For Daily Wrestling Podcast, my thanks to Andy Murray, to Bill Goldberg, to the Eel. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you soon.
Don't bank the eel.